Welcome to West Coast Weekly with Andrea Kaye. I'm Andrea Kaye, and we are coming to you from the RightAfterThis.com studios in beautiful, sunny Southern California. As always, at West Coast Weekly, we have a variety of guests that will educate, entertain, inspire, and inform us all from the West Coast to the East Coast. This week, we have certified nutritionist Liliana Partida from Center for New Medicine to talk about what a lot of people are curious about these days, the ketogenic diet.
Welcome. This is West Coast Weekly with Andrea Kaye.
Remember the saying, you are what you eat, or beauty is only skin deep? Well, today on our show, we have an amazing guest who certainly knows how to feel and look great at any age. As a fitness and nutrition expert and speaker, Liliana Partida can definitely help us get on the right track to achieving our personal best. So let's welcome Liliana Partida to the show. Hey, Liliana, thanks for being here.
Thank you for inviting me, Andrea.
Well, I'm so happy to have you because I'm hoping that you can help me look as fabulous as this, okay? But what so many people are talking about in terms of nutrition today is based upon the fact that so many people are concerned about illnesses like cancer. All the rage right now is these ketone supplements and a ketogenic diet. Talk about why you think that the ketogenic diet is the right protocol for cancer.
Well, Andrea, you're right. There's absolutely so much overwhelming information. So many patients of mine come in and they actually tell me they don't eat for fear that what they might be eating might be wrong. So they're very confused. And at the Center for New Medicine, we have a platform that we work with, and that's called the ketogenic diet.
Okay.
Now, it is a lifestyle, so I try to get patients to understand this is the treatment protocol, but as they heal, we're going to continue with the platform and just be a little bit more flexible with it. But the ketogenic premise is to be able to take our stored fat that we use as fuel, break it down into ketone proteins, and utilize it to use it for the fuel for the metabolism and for the brain, which it functions beautifully on. Now, the beautiful thing about this is that cancer cannot ferment ketones and use them for fuel. So our goal is to cut off its food supply.
Okay.
So the one thing that we always are looking at in the controversy aspect is there's one side which is changing the terrain, alkaline the body, vegan, raw foods, which we are proponents to, especially in the beginning for detoxification. And then there's the other side, which is cutting off the food supply. And we have found through our experience that is the best platform for success with our patients.
Well, you know, I'm so glad that there's, a center like you guys to help cipher through and sift through all these different plans that are out there. Because, you go into the stores and you see, even if you're not struggling with cancer or even if you have an illness, there's the gluten-free, there's the vegan, there's the this, and now we're hearing ketogenic, and we don't really know. I think that's why we need experts like yourself to help us figure out what's really the best for ourselves. Does it also vary by patient?
It really does,
Okay.
Andrea. So I look at each patient as an individual person, and this is one thing I tell every patient. There's no bulletproof diet. Everybody comes looking for the Holy Grail.
Right.
And honestly, the Holy Grail is prevention. And so when you really look at it, I tell every one of my patients, you are going to be your own unique experiment because I'm not in your body. I won't know, but unless you give me feedback, will we be able to adjust your protocol? And so often, when you're on the internet looking at ketogenic diet, it's also very confusing too, because when you're dealing with cancer, most ketogenic diets, they have a lot of cheese. And we're not proponents of that because it increases insulin growth factor.
Oh, really?
And so, insulin is a storage hormone as well as that it stimulates insulin, and insulin stimulates glucose, and since cancer feeds off of glucose, we don't want that to happen. So it's not your typical ketogenic diet. It's very modified. A lot of people don't understand that if actually you eat more protein than your body can utilize, it will actually convert into glucose and be stored as well.
Wow.
So it's really a very moderate amount of protein that we would prescribe for our patients, a higher level of good fat, healthy fat. So of course, since it is a higher diet in fat, I tell my patients, you really need to respect fat. Don't fry with it. Don't use all this bacon and high, fatty oils. I always tell my patients, steam their food, and when the food comes off, then you generously put the oils on it so that you don't oxidize it and end up using your own antioxidants for that oxidative process.
Okay, so if I'm understanding right, I need to stop eating all my cupcakes. They say if you are what you eat, you might as well call me Cupcake. Or you might as well call me Popeye, because I love my Popeye's fried chicken.
Oh dear.
Okay.
Yes.
Now this keto, but if you're wanting to take care of yourself, you know, how does somebody like myself adopt this ketogenic lifestyle? Because you're right, it is a lifestyle. How do you deal with somebody like me who says, you know what, I'm from the South, I grew up eating all kinds of naughty food. How am I ever going to be able to adopt this lifestyle?
And one thing that I tell every patient is I'm going to give you the science and you're going to make the choices. Okay. So when I tell you, Andrea, a cancer cell has 11 times more receptor sites for insulin than a healthy cell. So I say, well, ask yourself, who wants that food? Is it your emotions, or is it something that's growing inside of you that wants to be fueled? So when you're really real with people, they're able to make better decisions. And I say, if you could look out of the eyes of your immune system, you would make completely different choices. And so my goal is to educate patients, give them the simplest method on which they can build their platform on, and then we just modify it as we see fit.
Now I think from prevention of cancer, I'm absolutely sold. Does it also then help, you know, if somebody's not worried about prevention or treating cancer, is it also something, because you are somebody that helps look great at any age, is this also the ketogenic diet an answer to people who want to age looking their best and feeling their best?
Absolutely. One of the byproducts of this protocol is that people lose excess fat. And who doesn't want to lose an extra pound or two, honestly?
Oh, right.
And so that is great. So when my weight loss patients want a protocol, I put them on a modified ketogenic, not as strict as I would for cancer patients, because they'll have different parameters. Anti-aging, really, honestly, the only scientific proven fact is caloric restriction. And so when you're restricting the body of glucose, now what's interesting about the diet, it's not a caloric restriction diet in the amount of calories you can consume. It's a sugar restriction diet. Okay. So patients
now
don't have to
really
starve.
But you just stabbed me in the heart with that one. All right. Last question about the ketone supplements. What are your thoughts on that, real quick?
Just exactly what you said. They are supplement to an already established ketone diet.
Well, I thank you so much for the work that you're doing. And really, to me, one of my takeaway is, and you're right, you know, somebody like myself who grew up eating naughty foods, I can adjust my lifestyle, because at the end of the day, my health needs to matter the most to me. And what you are doing is you're saving lives, you're prolonging lives, and you're helping people age and looking and feeling their best. And so thank you for the work. How can people get more information?
Well, you know, Andrea, I started a YouTube channel specifically for my patients, because they'd say, well, how do I eat? How do I go about doing this? And I said, okay, I will put a cooking show together that'll show you that you have a plethora of things to choose from. Just like yourself, you like to have a little bit of sweets. So how about if we make a nice little truffle ball that's full of good fats and all kinds of so we've got all kinds of different recipes. So you can find that on YouTube channel. Just put my name in and you'll see about 25, 30 videos pop up. Give you some inspiration.
Oh, wonderful. I am inspired. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You're welcome, Andrea.
All right. Well, thanks so much for being with us.